Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The amount of times students have come up to me and said, "Sir, what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis?" And hopefully today I'm going to be explaining that for you guys. So hopefully you don't make any mistakes in your exams. And just to check, we'll do some Gcse style questions at the end. So let's get on with it. Now, if there's anything you know about mitosis, I'd like you to pause the video, write it down. So what is it? Okay, let's go over the answers. Now, mitosis, most of the cells in the body divide by mitosis. In mitosis, a cell divides to form identical daughter cells. It plays an important part in the development of embryos, and it's important for growth, repair and development of our bodies as well. So mitosis is all about one cell splitting into two, and that's very important for repair and growth. Please remember that. Now, the stages of mitosis, they are interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis. One of the first most important things when I'm teaching mitosis is find a way to remember the stages. So I remember it by irritating people, make annoying telephone calls. So important that you remember that. In the exam it's hard. Interphase, prophase, metaphase. It's hard. Oh no, I need something snappy. I've invented my own. So your job is to write down your mnemonics. So this is my snappy one. Look, I close my eyes. What is mitosis? I'm thinking, right, okay, it's about one cell splitting into two. There's quite a few stages, and how am I going to remember them stages? In Preston, Mr. Amin teaches chemistry. A fantastic way of remembering the stages, the 6 stages of mitosis. Absolutely fantastic. Now let's find out what happens in each stage. Okay, interphase. I don't want you to get bogged down too much. Just remember the most important things. DNA is replicated. We call this type of cell diploid. Before a cell can divide, it needs to increase the number of ribosomes and mitochondria to prepare for cell division. Each chromosome is copied. So in interphase that happens. What happens in prophase? In prophase the chromosomes condense, getting shorter and fatter. The nucleus breaks down and the chromosomes lie free in the cytoplasm. What happens in metaphase? Easy, they all start lining up in the center of the cell. Okay, anaphase. In anaphase, the 2 copies of each chromosome are pulled apart by spindle fibers. Cytokinesis. The chromosomes move to a different side of the cell. Finally, the cytoplasm cell membrane divide to form 2 identical cells. The cell begins to split into 2. Really, telophase is the second to last, and the other one was the last. So basically what's happening is we are going from having one cell copying its DNA, then getting shorter, condensed, then lying flat. The chromosomes lie flat in the center. They're then pulled apart by spindle fibers. We get a new cell membrane and cytoplasm being formed and a new daughter cell being produced. That is mitosis. Now, the human body is made out of 23 chromosomes from your mother and 23 chromosomes of your father. That then makes a zygote. However, you need to remember this. Meiosis is all about splitting the number of chromosomes to half so that sperm and egg do not carry 46, because imagine if sperm and egg were like every other cell in the body. They would have 46 chromosomes, which means that the baby that you're having would have 92. So meiosis, instead of mitosis, meiosis is all about halving the number of chromosomes in order to reproduce. Meiosis is a process of cell division. It is how an organism produces sex cells for reproduction. Males produce sperm continuously after puberty. They are produced in the testes. Women produce all their eggs when they are developing as fetus. They are produced and stored in the ovaries. So listen, it's very important to remember what's happening. So Why is meiosis important? Every single cell in the human body contains 46 chromosomes besides sperm and egg. Sperm and egg gametes or sex cells only contain half the number of chromosomes. Think why. So I was just explaining why. Okay, you don't want this child to have 92 chromosomes. If you have extra or less chromosomes, it could lead to issues, big issues. So that's why it's so important that the body has a mechanism to halve the number of gametes being produced, halving the number of chromosomes it possesses. Okay, so there we go. I wrote it down there. So what happens in meiosis? Well, chromosomes are copied. So as you can see, they've copied each other. So you're going from 46, you've got 92 chromosomes now because they've copied each other. Now one of each pair of chromosomes separates. So now they separate back into 46 and 46. However, what's happened is, as you can see, some of the chromosomes have mixed. And then finally what happens is, them chromosomes then separate again to have 4 haploid cells. And the reason why it's called haploid is because they have half the number of chromosomes. So let's go over this again. So in meiosis, the chromosomes are copied, right? So now we have 46 and 46 over here, so a total of 92. Then these chromosomes then separate, but once they separate, before they separate, they've actually mixed as well. So here we have 46 chromosomes and we have 46 chromosomes, but they have mixed. And finally what happens is then they just divide into 4 haploid cells. Okay? So this is a slide just showing the differences. Meiosis in humans, daughter cells have 23 chromosomes. 4 daughter cells are formed from original cell. Occurs in testes and ovaries. Produces gametes. Daughter cells are haploid. In here, involved in asexual reproduction, one cell forms 2 daughter cells. Daughter cells have homologous pairs of chromosomes, causes growth. So there are the differences between these two. Let's have a look at some exam questions. B. Figure 3 shows micrographs of the different stages of mitosis in the root tips of onion. The stages are not in the correct order. What order of micrographs show the correct sequence of the stages of mitosis? I know the answer. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? D. Yeah? You guys are geniuses. Describe the events that take place in the onion during interphase. Well, we know in interphase the DNA is replicated. Okay, answer was D. DNA replication, normal cell processes, cell metabolism. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Please remember the difference between meiosis and mitosis. Thank you.